Secret societies have existed throughout history. Their reasons for existing are vast and different for every one. Many secret societies, such as the Freemasons, have been around for centuries and are fairly well known to the common person. Today, we will look into 10 secret societies you probably have never heard of. Number 10. The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn was a secret society formed in 1887 by Freemasons William Robert Woodman, William Wynne Westcott, and Samuel Liddell Mathers. William Westcott is credited as the man behind most of the group's creation. The founding fathers of the Golden Dawn used their knowledge in Freemasonry as a basis for the hierarchy of their newly made group, having 3 principal degrees with sub-degrees under each section. This organization went against the status quo of other secret societies at the time and allowed women to join and be an active part of their ceremonies and ranks. The Hermetic teachings learned by members of the Golden Dawn were structured around Kabbalistic occultism through elemental alchemy and mentalism. They also followed the basic teachings of the tarot cards, geomancy, and astrology. Before their dissipation in 1903, they amassed several well-known members of society in their ranks, including Sherlock Holmes author Arthur Conan Doyle and the infamous eccentric mystic Aleister Crowley. After their disbandment, apprentice of Aleister Crowley, Israel Regardie, wrote The Golden Dawn, which is considered to be the most accurate and reliable source for the ceremonies and teachings of the Hermetic Order. Number 9. The International Concatenated Order of Hu-Hu. The International Concatenated Order of Hu-Hu originated in 1892 and is one of the world's oldest service organizations. It has survived all these years since its members are interested in the welfare and promotion of the forest products industry. Its logo is a black cat curled up into the shape of the number 9. Membership is attained by invitation and from all aspects of the forest products industry. People become members of the Hu-Hu on their own accord, and not as representatives of a company or organization, although businesses and organizations often support members in the group. The Order of the Hu-Hu has members in the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Malaysia, and South Africa. By the 1920s, the Order had amassed over 7,000 members across the world. The names and titles of the officers in the group are based off of Lewis Carroll's The Hunting of the Snark, a simple way to make the meetings fun and lighthearted. Some of the more famous members of the group include Presidents Theodore Roosevelt and Warren G. Harding. Number 8. The Knights of Pythius. The Knights of Pythius were founded in 1864 by Justice H. Rathbone, an employee of the U.S. government in D.C. The organization is based on the principle of brotherly love, a much-needed philosophy in the midst of the Civil War. The name is a reference to the Greek legend of Damon and Pythias of the Pythagorean school of thought. Its members all work in some level of government, and it was the first fraternal order to be chartered by an act of Congress. The Knights of Pythias colors are blue, yellow, and red. Blue signifies friendship, yellow charity, and red benevolence. An interesting fact about this group is that they've been a partner with the Boy Scouts of America for several decades, supporting them financially and through volunteer work. Number 7. The Priory of Sion. The Priory of Sion has its roots in grounds filled with mystery and hidden knowledge that still baffles historians today. It is alleged that the order was founded during the cutting of the elm incident in 1188 AD, in which there was a dispute between the King of France and the King of England when a landmark meeting place, an elm tree located on the border of Frank and Norman kingdoms, was cut down. A written account between King Henry II of England and King Philip II of France after the fall of Jerusalem states, "At Gisors, Henry II and his advisors stood under an elm tree, while Philip and his entourage suffered in the full heat of the sun. After the meeting, Philip ordered the tree to be cut down and hacked into pieces, sending the message that he would offer no quarter to the English." While the Knights Templar continued to function under their namesake in France, the English Priory of Sion maintained the same ideals and practices, but kept their order within the English territory. A detrimental move, as the two shared a Grand Master for their respective existences, up until 1188 AD. The Order's main goal was direct: keep all secrets secret, and protect them even under the penalty of death. According to many New Age esoteric scholars, the Priory's main goal was to protect the bloodline of Christ and keep them secret from the world. The Priory has a role in the famous novel-made movie, The Da Vinci Code. Some of the members and Grand Masters include famous names such as Leonardo da Vinci, Sandro Botticelli, Isaac Newton, author of The Hunchback of Notre Dame and Les Miserables, Victor Hugo, and even music composer Claude Debussy. Number 6. The Distinguished Order of the Golden Fleece. The Distinguished Order of the Golden Fleece is a Catholic order of chivalry founded in 1430 by Philip the Good, Duke of Burgundy. The group consists of two branches, the Austrian and Spanish branches. Their practices are based in a similar fashion to other knighthood orders. The membership is extremely exclusive and can only be obtained through being of royal descent or blood, with many of its current members being barons, archdukes, kings, and queens. During World War II, Adolf Hitler saw the order as an enemy of the state and sought to collect their riches and artifacts, and even sent one of the order's high-ranking officials, Max von Hohenberg, to a concentration camp. The order meets once a year on November 30th, the feast day of St. Andrew the Apostle, the patron saint of Burgundy, where the members discuss business and induct new members in. The vast treasures the order has in their possession are held in the Vienna Treasury and the Austrian State Archives. The oath that every member takes during initiation is done so in front of the Oath Cross, which is kept in Vienna. The Oath Cross is a large cross made of gold, inlaid with gemstones, and allegedly carries a splinter of the cross that Christ died upon. Some of its current members include Queen Elizabeth II of England, King Felipe VI, the current reigning King of Spain, Beatrix of the Netherlands, and Karl von Habsburg, the living heir to the Habsburg dynasty. Number 5. The Order of the Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones, Order 322, or the Brotherhood of Death, is a very curious secret society based out of Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut. It was founded in 1832 by William Huntington Russell and Alphonso Taft after a dispute among existing societies ensued. Every spring since 1879, new initiates are invited into the order by being tapped on the shoulder, then taken to an undisclosed location to be initiated. The members are carefully selected by the current group, and a unanimous vote is needed in order to join. The order became co-ed in the 1990s. In total, only 15 men and women may be selected each year, making it one of the most exclusive college societies in the world. The number 322 in the Skull and Bones insignia is significant, as it is the year of the Greek orator Demosthenes' death. An early letter between the members suggests that 322 is a reference to the year 322 BCE, and that the members measured dates from this year instead of the Common Era. The members also set their watches and clocks 5 minutes off from the real time to stay in sync with each other and their rhythms. This is known as barbarian time. There is some belief that the order is an early breeding ground for those involved with political control and world domination, and even that it has ties to the CIA. The society has also been accused of stealing the skulls of President Martin Van Buren, Geronimo, and Pancho Villa. Some of its famous members include U.S. Presidents George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, William Taft, and Senator John Kerry. Number 4. The Royal Order of Scotland. The Royal Order of Scotland is an appendant body of Freemasonry with its roots in 14th century Scottish history. The order was founded in 1314 by Robert the Bruce, the revolutionary king of Scotland, who, by historical accounts, was likely responsible for taking the newly disbanded Knights Templar under his hospitality in exchange for service on the battlefield. Robert's father and grandfather were both Knights of the Crusades, so this happening is probable, as he would have been bound by oath to aid the knights fleeing from persecution from the Catholic Church and the King of France. The Royal Order is considered to be one of the highest regarded honors in Freemasonry, which only an extremely small fraction of Freemasons ever attain. The Royal Order has 2 degrees, both based in Templar education: the Heirdom of Kilwinning and the Knight of the Rosy Cross. The Heirdom degree originates to the reign of King David I in the 12th century, and the Rosy Cross degree originates in 1314, following the Battle of Bannockburn. This order requires its members to be of a Christian faith, hold membership in Freemasonry as a Master Mason for at least 5 years, and be a part of one of the appendant bodies, including Royal Arch York Rite Masonry or the ancient accepted Scottish Rite degrees. This order, based in Edinburgh, Scotland, is still alive and well today, with 88 provincial Grand Lodges across the world. Number 3. The Builders of the Adi Tomb. The Builders of the Adi Tomb is a Western mystery school created in Los Angeles, California in 1922. It was founded by Paul Foster Case, with influences from both the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn and the Masonic Blue Lodge system. In Latin, Adi Tomb means inner shrine, a reference to the inner room of King Solomon's temple, known by most as the Holy of Holies or Sanctum Sanctorum. The members of this group therefore believe that the teachings of their organization are based in ancient knowledge used in biblical times. The Builders of the Adi Tomb teach esoteric philosophy, occult tarot, Hermetic Kabbalah, astrology, and meditation techniques. Many of its teachings can be found in the early 20th century Hermetic philosophy literature. Its ceremonies are fairly public, however, membership comes with other tools to increase personal education. Once initiated, you are sworn into a pronaos, or oath of secrecy, as to the inner workings of the group. The Builders of the Adi Tomb now boast a vast expanse of locations, including all over the US, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, and Europe. Number 2. The Order of the Essenes. The Order of the Essenes is a modern adaptation of the ancient Order of the Essenes, which was based originally in biblical Israel, near the Dead Sea. At the base of operations held in Khirbet Qumran was a thriving sect of Jewish monks known as the Essenes that were alive and well at the time of Jesus Christ. They lived a communal life filled with prayer, study, and chastity. An initiate was expected to knock on the doors of the temple and endure a set of trials before becoming a full member of the sect. The members of the first degree were kept silent for a whole year before being allowed to speak. All clothes were worn in uniform, and they were mostly vegetarians. In their final degree, the initiate was expected to dig their own grave with a hatchet to signify an understanding of mortality. These pious men of the Holy Land are considered to be the group responsible for the writing and hiding of the Dead Sea Scrolls before their temple was overrun by the Roman legions in the 1st century AD. In some accounts, they are descendants of the Zadokite priests, Zadok being the high priest of Israel under the kingships of David and Solomon. In modern times, their rituals were copied and translated into a sort of Masonic form through their ritual book Ecce Orienti. The fraternity of modern Essenes mostly dissolved in the middle of the 20th century, but some groups still exist today in small numbers. Number 1. Bohemian Grove. This is it. This is about as secretive and powerful as they come. If I told you that there was a group of famous world elites who meet annually to have a giant 2-week party in which members are initiated in front of a giant 30-foot tall owl statue, you would think I was crazy. But it is entirely true. Bohemian Grove, established in Monte Rio, California in 1878, is a wooded restricted campground that has a large barbed wire fence encasing the nearly 2,700-acre plot. Hosted by the Bohemian Club, a San Francisco-based gentlemen's club, this area of land is home to a 2-week summer camp in mid-July of the world's most prominent elites. Its members, who are approved and selected by existing members before being initiated, boast a wide range of backgrounds, such as musicians, Hollywood actors, politicians, and even U.S. presidents. Membership comes with a $25,000 price tag, and membership is on a yearly basis, with only around 2,500 attendees able to join in on the camp every year. But any man who has played a part in the festivities is sworn to secrecy for life, under penalty of death. In the initiation ceremony, a segment called the Cremation of Care is performed by actors, in which the spirit of care is killed by the hero Jinx, and then cremated to symbolize an exorcism of negativity and doubt, and to ensure a successful and productive two-week endeavor. Some of the world's most intense decisions have been made here, including the construction of the Manhattan Project, which dawned the creation of the atomic bomb. There are a total of 13 smaller camps within the grounds, and several different camp-led stations, like the artificial lake in the center where members may listen to music or swim. The security of the complex is active year-round, ensuring that no trespassers come close to revealing images of the grounds. On July 15, 2000, commentator and theorist Alex Jones successfully infiltrated the event during the Cremation of Care ceremony, describing it as a ritual sacrifice.
It's 2,700 acres. It was set up by Mark Twain. When Mark Twain set up, it was classically liberal. It was partying. It was their own 2,700 acres. It was saloons. It was Bohemian Grove, so they called it that. But I was in there for one day. I snuck in. I looked good back then. They hit on me a lot. I had people I recognized from TV walking around. And then they got this ritual that's only the feeder group. So I'm sitting there during the ritual, and I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool. And two goes, shut up, I'll kill you. And they're all taking it very seriously. As this hearse comes in with the body of a child, it is an effigy. It's an image of a kid. So
the members of Bohemian Grove have included Arnold Schwarzenegger, Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, and even Walter Cronkite. This has been our top 10 list of secret societies you probably have never heard of. Which ones did you know of? Was there any that surprised you? Comment down below and make sure to subscribe to see more videos.